So we discuss about the literature search in the first part of the practical session number 3. And the second part of the practical session number 3, we are going to discuss the how to write, actually how to construct the literature review part. Right now you know how to search literature. Now you know how to read literature in critical way. Right? I told you in our literature review session, and that this session I already discussed with you how to write the literature, but at that time I promise you I will let you know how to write it in using the proper example. Right now, in this way, I'm preferring the example I used to discuss with you time to time regarding environmental citizenship behavior and the personality traits. So in that study, I'm expecting to find out how personality traits influence or make impact to the environmental citizenship behavior of university undergraduate in Sri Lankan context. Right. So in that manner, we search the literature and find out several articles relevant with environmental behavior and the personality trait. Okay, so here now we are going to do is how to write your literature review, right? How you are going to construct a comprehensive way about your literature search, right? Normally in the literature review, we usually start with the definition of your key terms, right? That means the reader will get the clear picture about the key terms, the key definition terms of your study. Okay, so in my case, in my example, I'm using environmental citizenship behavior. Okay, so that is my key term. That is my main thing to find out. Right? So therefore, first of all, I need to define that concept in a proper way. So in our introduction section, that means the problem defining section, we are not going to define in the concepts. We only visualize the issue that come across with that relevant area. Okay, so in this example, I show you how to write the problem statement, right? I explain why environmental citizenship behavior is important and how personality traits going to link with the environmental citizenship behavior, and only the developed context it study very comprehensive manner and the result also inconsistent. Therefore, this is very important to test in a developing context like Sri Lanka, and based on that, we generate the objective of the study. Right? Now, with that very clear picture, we search literature. So we search literature based on environmental citizenship behavior, in my example base, right? And we search about personality traits. So my research area, the main intention is environmental citizenship behavior. Right? Later, I join it with the personality traits. First, I want to make sure that how people behave with a responsible person to protect environment. Right? In order to identify the factors that influence into environmental behavior of people, I utilize the personality trait context. Right? So, in order to find out how small firms, businesses survive during the crisis period, you might be come across with different strategies, right, based on the literature. Then you identify few strategies among them, right? Then the literature need to be constructed based on those identified strategies, right? That's why I need to emphasize you how to write the literature review. Okay, so let's look at this one. So my example, my highly concern is environmental citizenship behavior. So therefore, I am referring in the environmental citizenship behavior first in my literature review. Okay, so first I define what is environmental citizenship behavior, right? So it firstly define what is environmental citizenship behavior by using the prior studies. Okay, so if you read the first para, the individual's environmental initiatives is generally considered as one of the main success factors in global greening. Right? First, I enter into the definition context. Right? මුලින්ම අපි ස්ටෝරි එකක් කියනකොට පටන් ගන්නවත් තියෙන්න බෑනේ. දැන් ඉස්සර අර ඔයගොල්ලෝ 550 ජාතකෙ එහෙම කියනකොට ඒකේ තියෙන්නේ යට ගිය දවස බරණැස් නුවර බ්‍රහ්මදත්ත රජ ඔහොමනේ එන්නේ. එහෙම නැතුව එකපාරට පටන් ගන්න නෑනේ. බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ මෙන්න මෙහෙම කරා කියලා පටන් ගන්න නෑනේ 550 ජාතකෙ. Right? We need to have some flow to come. Right? We need to have a starting point. Now, my first para is my starting point. Right? This is my starting point. I first emphasize the importance of environmental citizenship behavior in the literature also. Right? Then I come to the definition. Right? Then I come to the definition. So, for the definition, I am referring this study, Boydell 2009 study. I acknowledge its definition and I write that definition in my own way. So that Boydell 2009 defines the environmental citizenship behavior as a set of individual innovative actions directed at protecting environmental quality. Right? That is the first definition. Now this is the first definition. Right? And I have not ended up with only one definition. Right? I'm going with another definition. How I connect the first definition with the second definition. Look at the words I'm using. Now, these are the things you are going to use with the academic writing program. Right? Now, this is my first definition of the environmental citizenship behavior. Right? Now, look at how I'm connecting it to the second definition. Right? How I connect it? Acknowledging that. Right? That means by looking at the first definition, so Lelief and Hahn 2013 opined that the environmental citizenship behavior entails the sharing concern of environment and implementing innovative environmental management strategies. So that is my second definition. See how I come across with the different definitions. Right? And these are the things you need to identify to write up the literature review. Right? At least you need to have 2-3 definitions for your key concepts. Right? And always try to find out how each definition differ with each other. That's the most important part. Right? Now, first person say the environmental citizenship behavior like this, and second person also acknowledging it, but he defined it in a way, another different way. Right? Now, this is we call researching. Right? We try to identify fact and new things through the definitions. Right? So likewise, your literature review need to be started with the key definitions of your study. Right? And then look at my third para. It says, the literature has shown that environmental citizenship behavior is generally considered the activities of eco-initiatives, eco-helping, and eco-civic engagement. So what I get through the definition of the environmental citizenship behavior, that's the important part, right? Once I refer in literature, I see different definitions. Through that definition, I come across that environmental citizenship behavior, defined by using 3 different factors or using 3 different aspects. What are those things? First one, it includes eco-initiatives. Right? First, it includes eco-initiatives. Eco-initiatives mean the personal initiatives and action to improve the environment. Right? And the secondly, it includes eco-helping. Right? Second, it includes eco-helping. Right? And thirdly, it includes about eco-civic engagement. You see, now the definition includes 3 different contexts, 3 different scenarios. So you need to identify those 3 different scenarios. That's the most important thing you need to follow up. Right? It's not enough to get the definitions and find out this is the definition that this person say about and this is the definition that this person concerned about. That's also important. That is why I doing it in the second paragraph in here. I first explain the definition and then I critically review about this definition and identify that that definition includes 3 key things to understand. right? That's the important part. Okay, so this is the way you need to write. You need to structure your literature review, right? In our lesson also, I explain you how to structure the literature review. First, you need to identify the key concepts in this literature. Then you come across with the key definitions, right? So under the key definitions, we identify key main concepts in that definitions. Then after making awareness about the definitions of the key concepts, right? So then I'm jumping the second key definition, key concept in my study, right? Because in introduction, I explained the problem statement, I explained the environmental citizenship behavior together with personality traits, right? I make the background description in that part. Now in the literature review, I make the strong argument about that, right? So in my literature, I'm starting with first environmental citizenship behavior, then the second, my personality traits aspect, right? So under the personality trait aspect, now I say what, right? So it is evidenced by literature, right? Now, this is the way you build the argument based on the literature, based on the support we get from the literature, right? You see, look at the words, right? You see, look at the words. It is evidenced by literature, right? Sorry for that. Yes, here you see, it is evidenced by literature that individual behavior is reliant on personal attributes. So it says people are behave because of their personality characteristics. Right, so I'm going to link with the environmental citizenship behavior and personality characteristics. Right, so I'm referring to literature for that argument. This is my referred literature. Right, based on that article, based on this article, I said that, I argued that the individuals behave because of their personality characteristics. Okay, so then I make the gap. Look at the gap. However, environmental citizenship behavior has not yet been systematically linked to the comprehensive model of personality trait. Even we know that the personal behavior, the environmental citizenship behavior coming under the personal behavior, and individual behavior is a part of, it depends on the personality attributes, personal characteristics. Even we know that, but the environmental citizenship behavior together with the personality traits still lacking to study. Still, the study of that area is still lacking. Right? So we build the argument in here, like what we did in our problem statement. Right? Then we make argument like what is personality mean? So then we emphasize our reader, our audience. This is the meaning of personality. So personality defined as the sum of ways in which an individual react to and interact with others. That is we call personality. අපි පෞරුෂය කියන්නේ ඒක නේ. අපි තවත් කෙනෙක් එක්ක කටයුතු කරන විදිය. Right? Some students are there, they have very strong personality. Some people are there, they very actively engage with other person. But you see some persons are there, right? They are very reluctant to go get together with people and make a movement with the society or people. Right? So අපි දන්නවා පුද්ගලෝ එකින් එකට වෙනස් නේ. සමහර පුද්ගලෝ ඉන්නවා බොහොම ටෝකටිව්. ඒගොල්ලෝ කිසි බයක් නැතුව අනිත් අයත් එක්ක මූව් වෙලා වැඩ කරනවා. හැබැයි සමහර පුද්ගලයෝ ඉන්නවා ඒගොල්ලෝ හරි අපි අර කියන්නේ ටික ලැජ්ජාශීලී, ටිකක් බියගුළුයි. එන්නේ නැහැ ඉස්සරහට. අපි අර කියන්නේ he is a very forward looking person, but this person is very backward person. හැම වෙලෙම පස්සට යන්නේ. Right? So likewise, people have different personality characteristics. So that include their personal behavior, individual behavior. Right? So that's the way we need to emphasize to our study. So then I define what is the personality traits. Right? Then I define what is the personality trait. So this is the definition. I took it from the Robinson Judge 2016 article. Right? So that's the personality behavior, personality definition. Okay? So then I am going to connect that personality trait models to my study. Right? Now the theoretical aspect coming into my literature review. Then on the theoretical mode. Right? මම මුලින්ම කතා කරේ environmental citizenship behavior එක. ඊට පස්සේ මම ඒක link කරා personality traits වලට. දැන් personality trait එක මම අරන් එනවා theoretical mode එකකට. Right? So in here I'm connecting the personality traits to the theoretical model. Right? Now look at the connecting word. Now look at the way I'm connected. Right? There are several approaches and models available to study individual personality variances. So in here I say that based on the literature, I argue that there are several ways or there are several models that explain the personality traits or individual personal characteristics. But among those models, my study or your study is going to prefer with the big 5 personality trait model. Right? Either we jump with the selected model, you can explain briefly what are the other models. Right? It's also necessary. But in my case, I'm not going to do that way because I'm much comfortable with the big 5 personality trait model. But in your case, as my personal advice, you can go with to define some several approaches in briefly. Right? If you go with the crisis management study, you can define the crisis management models in briefly. Then you can say among those models, our study or your study, so this study is going to focus on the personality, big 5 personality trait model. Right? That's the way you need to link with your selected model. Right? And you might have a question, how I can come up and ended up with the one particular model or one particular theory. This is why your literature summary table is important to you. This is where you can utilize your literature summary table. So what help us with the literature summary table? So literature summary table guide us what are the theoretical models used by other people, other studies. And among those studies, you definitely identify key theory that majority of the study use. Okay, so then you can make the argument, one common method of studying these personality characteristics is big 5 personality trait model. This is why I always emphasizing to you, prepare that summary table because it's very important for you to come across with this kind of conclusion. Right? So මේ වගේ conclusion එකකට එන්න ඕගොල්ලෝ අර broad picture එක තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ broad picture එක හැදුනේ කොහමද? Article එකක් කියවනවා, ඒකෙන් summary එකක් හදනවා. Right? Then you build the argument like this. Right? So in order to justify your selection of the model or selection of the theory, you make another justification in my next sentence. John and Srivastava 1999 specify that BEF model, that is Big 5 personality model, is a universally accepted model to explain the personality, and the model had been replicated across culture. Make that mamadi kiyanne? No, I didn't say like that. What John and Srivastava acknowledge the importance of BFP model on behalf of me. මම වෙනුවට ඒගොල්ලෝ ඒක කියලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට මම ඒගොල්ලෝ කියප එක ආගියුමන්ට් එකක් විදිහට ගන්නවා. That's why we call literature. Right? In literature, there is no your word. There is no your work. Right? This is the work by someone else. But you write it in your own way with acknowledging them in a proper manner. Right? So these are the citations. These are the citations. That is why we call acknowledging them. Right? So based on this Srivastava's argument, I said that the BFP model is a universally accepted model. Therefore, in order to make the theoretical build-up of this study here, so therefore, in line with this, the theoretical foundation behind the study is personality trait, the assist in understanding the predicting environmental citizenship behavior or environmental relevant behavior. You see how I connected each and every concept in the literature. Okay, first I am started with environmental citizenship behavior, then I link it to the individual behavior. So I link individual behavior into the personality traits model, right? So among these different personality trait models, I use big five personality trait model, and I make the strong justification through the literature why this model is important for my study. Okay, so remember, in literature, you cannot make any statement without having clear justification. Okay, so that's why justification is important. Right? That's why literature assists you to make that justification. You see how to write literature then. Right? Then what I'm doing? Then lastly, I make the component of that big five models, right? And I take that components to my study as my key variables. Right? Now see the last one in here. The BFP model consists of 5 major dimensions, namely extraversion, agreeableness, consciousness, neuroticism, and openness to experience. Now, those are the key factors influencing to the personality traits, and those are going to be influenced to the environmental citizenship behavior of undergraduate in Sri Lankan context. Right? And we are going to check whether those are going to be influenced to the environmental citizenship behavior. Right? So see how I connect each and every concepts. Right? I'm only using very limited words. I'm only using very limited paragraph, but my description is very rich. Right? So that is the writing style you need to come across with. Okay? So that's the thing you need to come across with. Then we look at what are the remaining of the literature review. Now in the remaining of my literature, I just explain those 5 factors. That's what I'm identified through the literature from my well-established theoretical model of personality traits. That is Big 5 personality model. Big 5 personality trait model. That is BFP model, like Porter's diamond model, like resource-based view, like crisis management models and motivation models. For the personality traits also, there are several models, but I'm using the BFP model. But remember to justify why you use that model for your study. Okay, so then I explain one by one. Right? How I explain, now that's the important part. So the remaining is the important part in your literature review. Okay, now I need to search literature based on personality traits and environmental citizenship behavior. Then I need to identify what others have been done based on the personality trait model and the environmental citizenship behavior. Right? Now I forget about all the models available for personality trait. Now my only focus is BFP model and environmental citizenship behavior. Now you can forget about all other literature. Now your focus is narrow into BFP model and environmental citizenship behavior. Then I explain those factors one by one. First, I am explaining the openness to experience. Now look at this. Right? Now, please understand that now remaining of the literature review, after introducing key concept, after introducing the theoretical model, and now I'm going to explain the key component of that theoretical model, and I'm going to connect it with to the environmental citizenship behavior. That's what I'm doing with the literature. Right? Now look at this. My first component coming under the BFP model is openness to experience. Now what it says? Openness to experience describes. Now first you need to define that key component, key subcomponent into a theory. මුලින්ම define කරන්න ඕනේ මොකද්ද මේ openness to experience කියලා කියන්නේ කියලා. Right? So first I define. It is a tendency toward intellectual curiosity, truthfulness, broad-mindedness and willingness to use imagination. So that is the definition of openness to experience. Right? Where I get it? කොහෙද මම මේ definition එක ගත්තේ? Moon et al. That means more than 2 authors are there in that article, right? That's the way I cited as Moon et al. Right? So I'm using this idea and define openness to experience, acknowledging its work, right? And it explained the depth and complexity of person's mental and experience health, right? So I just explained that key component, okay? Likewise, you can make, right? And then you need to connect that openness to experience to environment citizenship behavior, right? Here you can see the openness to experience might permit individual to view problem from different perspective, change their beliefs about the environment and suggest new practice that can improve environmental loyalty. Right? Now see how I connect that key component into my environmental citizenship behavior factor. You see, that's the way I'm connecting. Right? Then I ended up with that definition, that explanation. The prior studies opine that open individuals report more prior environmental behavior. Who said so? These are the articles that says that there are some connection with openness to experience characteristic with the environmental behavior of people. Right? So then you justify there are some relationship. There are some relationship between openness to experience and environmental behavior. Right? Again, in here also, in some article might be said that there is no clear relationship with openness to experience and environmental citizenship behavior. Right? You might be find the contradictory findings of the articles. Right? දැන් මම මෙතන දාලා තියෙන්නේ ෆයින් මේ හම්බෙච්ච රිලේෂන්ෂිප් එක විතරයි. ඊට අමතරව ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කියන්න පුළුවන් තව ස්ටඩි එකක තියෙනවා මේ openness to experience එක environmental citizenship behavior එකත් එක්ක relate වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා. You see the inconsistency of the result. Right? So likewise, you need to define the key component and try to relate it to your main problem area, that is your environmental citizenship behavior. Okay, so then my second one, consciousness, that is the second part, right? Consciousness. So it's again I define consciousness is associated with being responsible, trustworthy, organized, purposefulness, and hardworking. So consciousness can define karna. What is it? You first define what is it, right? Then connect it with your main study area. Here you can see conscious people are well organized and self-disciplined. Therefore, here I'm ready, right? As such, conscious people are well organized and self-disciplined. Therefore, they may take eco initiatives as a community duty. Right? If you remember our definition of environmental citizenship behavior in here, there are three main items in that definition: eco-initiatives, eco-helping, and eco-civic engagement. Now it's going to relate in here. You see? So consciousness characteristic people are more with eco-initiatives people. Right? So there is a relationship with consciousness and environmental citizenship behavior. But here you see some contradictory finding. However, right? Ojedokum, that is our previous example I show you, right? That person argued that because of their organized and methodological nature, conscious people are more rigid and less adaptive to alternative options. Right? So, however, even the conscious people are well aware about the eco-initiatives of the community, but they are less adaptive with maybe eco-engagement. Right? Though that is another argument. Now, based on that, what you can see, the contradictory finding. එක ආටිකල් එකක කියනවා මේකේ රිලේෂන්ෂිප් එකක් තියෙනවා. හැබැයි තව ආටිකල් එකක ආගියු කරනවා මේ පුද්ගලෝ මේ වගේ හින්දා මෙතන යම් කිසි නොගැලපීමක් ඇති වෙන්න පුළුවන් කියන එක. So this is the way you need to write literature. Right? You don't need to write all the stories, but this is what we call critically write literature. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say to you, right? More comprehensively, right? Likewise, look at the third one. I have already explained the openness to experience and consciousness. Then my third one is extroverts. Extroverts tend to work with others and have positive emotion, energy, dominance, activities, and also expressiveness. That is the definition of extroverts, right? Where I get it from? Wang et al. 2012. That is a citation, right? And this is a definition of this Wang. Right? I acknowledge it and I use my own words to define what is extroverts. Right? And then I link it to the environment. Right? Here it says, right, this person, Feist, argues that extraversion is negatively associated with innovation because sociable nature of extrovert might be barriers to pursuit of creative idea. Now, this person are not very innovative. Therefore, there may be some lacking of the relationship with the environmental behavioral aspects. Right? Now, based on the literature, it identifies there are negative relationship as well as positive relationship with extroverts and environment citizenship behavior. So that's why you need to write like this. Okay? See the words I'm using. However, that is contradictory point. Right? Or if you want to do the similar work, likewise, similarly, consequently, acknowledging that. Likewise, you can use different words. Right? That's why you need to go with the academic writing program because they teach us how to write those things. But when you read the article very critically, you come across with these different words. Right? Those wordings are very important. Right? Improve your writing skill based on that habit. Right? Now we discussed 3 things. Now we are going with next one. That is agreeableness, I think. Yes, agreeableness. Again, first I define it. Right? It's defined. Right? Using these first 2 sentences. Then I connect it to the environmental citizenship behavior. Here, contradictory findings are there. Right? Always try to use contradictory findings. Right? Not rely on either positive relationship or only negative relationships. Combine it. And sometimes there may be no relationships, right? Combine the results, combine the contradictory findings, then it gives you rich fullness for your literature review, right? Then the last factor, right? Neuroticism. Then it defined first and it connected to the environmental citizenship behavior, right? Here also I found positive relationship and no relationships, right? So this is the general way you need to write literature review. This is a general way. Okay. So then how we are going to ending the literature review. Okay. So then we make we explain the component, the personality trait component one by one. Now we use another more studies with the ECB and personality trait in a mixed manner. Right? මුලින් අපි එක එක concept එක කතා කරා. Right? Personality trait එකේ සහ ඒක connect කරා environmental citizenship behavior එකට. Generally ඊට පස්සේ අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් මොන වගේ studies ද තව තියෙන්නේ personality traits and environmental behavior ගැන. More studies, right? Now I am referring more studies. Here, generally, the finding of the studies of environmental citizenship behavior and personality traits have been inconsistent across the studies. Now I build the argument again. The results are inconsistent, right? Then I show some evidence. Here. This study says that this 2010 study says ECB is related to openness, agreeableness, and consciousness trait more than its neuroticism. And in German, the study conducted in German identified that among 5 personality traits, only 3 are related with environmental citizenship behavior, right? In other way around, this 2012 study, what it says openness having more influence to environmental citizenship behavior in America. You see the difference. Now, Germany, in the study conducted in Germany, it has 3 related factors. But the one study conducted in America, it has only one related factors, right? Likewise, you have to summarize the findings you get from literature relating to your interested research area, right? So earlier, what we did was we just described the key component. Then later, we make the general picture about what others have been done based on our selected areas, right? Then you emphasize there are mixed results, there are inconsistent results, and those studies are only in developed nations, right? But still lacking in developed countries. Only few studies conducted in developing countries. Likewise, make the argument. So look at the way I ended up with the literature. Look at it, how it says. It seems that there is a lack of consistency and consensus among the result of the above studies. You see, I prove it through my literature review write-up. I prove it. Then consequently, it appears that prior studies on environmental citizenship behavior and personality traits have been mostly conducted among individualistic Western European and American contexts. Now you can see those studies are mostly in German, America, and Switzerland. You see, I make the justification. This is what you need to do in literature review. I make the justification and I said, consequently, it appears that prior studies on ECB and personality traits have been mostly conducted in the Western European and American contexts. Okay, so then you raise the gap. Therefore, this study, beg your pardon, yes. Therefore, this study aims to identify which big 5 personality traits are significant in determining individuals' environmental citizenship behavior, specifically university youth in Sri Lanka. Or else you can see, therefore, this study aims to identify how personality traits are influencing in environmental citizenship behavior with regard to the developing context like Sri Lanka. Okay, so then you can see the main purpose of the study is to find out the personality traits and environmental citizenship behavior relationship with respect to university youth in Sri Lanka. You see how I structured the literature review. You see how I structure it. Okay, now in brief again, where I start. I started with my main issue component, that is environmental citizenship behavior, right? First, I define it. And based on the definition, I identify key terms in that definitions, right? Then I connect the environmental citizenship behavior to personal behavior, right? Then I connect personal behavior to personality traits. Right? Then I search what are the available theoretical models for personality traits. Right? Then among the models, I use BFP model and I give very clear justification for selecting that model among other models. Right? Then the remaining of the literature I use to explain those components coming under my selected model. Right? So that key component I first define and I show how it connects to the environmental citizenship behavior. Right? So each 5 component I explain like that. And then in a general overview, I explain this result of personality trait and environmental citizenship behavior is inconsistent. And most of the studies are conducted in developed nations. I use justification by using the literature. Then I summarize, I sum up the literature, arising the gap of the personality trait and environmental citizenship behavior studies. And make a lead to my study objective. You see the structure of literature review write-up. Okay, so you have to do that way, right? So finally, as a last part, I will show you the thesis example. I already visualized that thesis example to you in our previous session. So I will show you that one again and make sure that how literature review is construct that sample thesis. Now this is the example. Okay, now this is example. I enlarge a little bit more. Okay, now you can see the introduction part we already discussed. Right, and I'm go down. So introduction, it explain the problem, right? It explain about its context, where it going to be studied. Now it is about Malaysia, right? And it's explain it. And these are the objective of that study. So this thesis is available in your LMS, right? I uploaded into the LMS. You go and read, you download it and read, right? How it's structured, because these are important when you are preparing your proposal. There's the same flow we followed, right? Not this much of detail, but the flow is same, right? And this is the significance of the study, right? These are the expected contribution of the study. Who get the benefit of the study? It explained in this 1.4 section. The section I just cut it through, those are not important to you, right? This is for the MBA student. So then you don't need that much of information for your undergraduate level. That's why I just remove it. You don't need to refer those things. Okay. And those are the contribution. Read and find out how we can make our contribution, right? And then you can see the literature review part, right? Read and find out the structure of literature review write-up. Okay, so it started with social media. Now you can see, right? It started with definition of social media, because this is the study based on the adoption of social media into SMEs. So its key component is social media, right? First, it defines social media. You see, okay? First, it defines social media. Then it's used several definitions. You see, so many definitions you have to use in your final year thesis. Right? For the proposal, you don't need that much. 1 or 2 is more than enough. Then it explained about the next component, SME, in that study. Why? Because the study is going to find out the adoption of social media into SMEs. Right? Then it's explained about SMEs in the Malaysian context. Right? And then these are the literature, these are the empirical studies, these are the prior studies related with the social media. Right? It says about the benefit of social media using, right? Likewise, it's explained more detail, right? You see in the table wise also it explained, right? This is some kind of similar to your literature review summary table, but it doesn't contain more detail, but in your one, you have more detail, right? And here it comes into social media and SME. First, it's explained about the social media benefit and things. Right, after defining the key concepts, okay, then it explained about how social media used in SME using prior studies. See, they refer most recent studies. Your one also you need to refer most recent studies like way. Right, now it's explained, right? The benefit of using social media for SMEs. Right, likewise, you see the structure. I don't need you to refer the descriptions, right? I want you to follow the structure of writing the literature. Now see, after the benefit, it say about the challenges. So that what are the disadvantages, right? You explain, it's explained, right? So antecedents of social media adoption, right? What are the factors that influence into social media adoption based on the prior studies? So they identify several things, right? Right? So many factors they identify, so many factors. Like I identify the personality traits. Okay, then that study explained those factors with the results, right? And it explained about the theoretical base in here, right? It explained about the theoretical base, right? I told you that this is a higher studies thesis report, right? That's why it's so much detail in here, right? Now these are the critiques. Now these are the gaps emphasized by the study, right? These are the gaps, right? You see how the structure of the writing literature review. Now it explains the gaps. It explains the gaps, right? Table wise also it explains it, right? And you see the gaps and research question, right? So based on gaps, it explained about it research question again, right? Even in your literature review, in your proposal, we will explain you later how to raise your hypotheses or how to raise your research questions after the literature review, right? But up to now, you go. Now you see the summary. That is the final concluding remark of the literature review chapter, right? So where they conclude the literature review, right? So likewise, you can refer this example, which I have already uploaded that one into the LMS, right? And find out how to write literature review, right? We will explain you writing literature review in the research proposal. It's little bit different like this, right? But the write-up is same, but the structural wise, there are some different, but don't worry, right? Only few changes you have to do. But if you have come across with this one first, like defining the key concepts and then identify the relevant theories and defining the key components of that factors, right? And finally raise the gap in a literature. Okay, so these are the things we are expecting from you to do in your literature review. Okay, so I hope that this practical session number 3, part 2 will assist you to construct or structure your literature review in very effective way. Okay, so as your activity number 3, you have to prepare the summary table. Once you prepare it, then you can write this literature review section like where I write it to you. Okay, so you can do it. Don't worry, don't get panic. Don't say that my writing skill is not good, I cannot write it. No, don't worry about it. You read the article, you identify the writing style, you identify the writing pattern of this article, and get the full benefit of academic writing program. Get the full benefit of academic writing program and participate those workshops, right? And then enhance or polish your writing style. That's the most important thing I need from you to come across with this session. Okay, so then good luck with your literature search, good luck with your literature critical reading, and best of luck with your literature review write-up. So then this is the end of the section 3 of your practical session. And wish you all very best with your literature review write-up. And good day to you all.